Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online. Welcome back also to CC, the test server for EVE Online, where CCP is holding a mass test to take a look at the Mac client, mostly focusing on server performance. So the steps that we are going to try to follow is to first of all be docked in FDMLG. We will warp to the XBV gate, jump the gate, warp to Sotio, shoot at it, force some time dilation. So CCP is going to force some stress on all of the clients. That's probably why we actually managed to reach like 150 people in local, despite the fact that we got like less than an hour warning before this mass test started to happen. And that is because I spotted, let's take a look down here, some accounts that I think CCP is adding in here to add to the potential stress. Well, it's 45 of them, so we're still managing to get above 100 people on very short notice. Please be aware that PvP is forbidden during the mass test, except of course in the last step where we will jump to Poitot and then a fight in Poitot. Perhaps I should also switch fleet at some point, because fleet W now has 92 members compared to 46. So if you don't do these mass tests regularly, know that the fleet up in the agency is what they usually use to try and set up the fleets. And I really like that, because you can see the numbers, but unfortunately human psychology is just unstoppable. And once you see a fleet that gets an advantage, and this was a little bit different, right? CCP Convicts fleet, so a blue fleet. I think that a lot of people try to join the potentially winning fleet, although that's really not the goal in this mass test. I chose to just grab a Vedmak. Pretty cool weapon system, unique one. I don't think we'll see that many. We'll see some, but not that many Triglavian ships, trying to get some different stuff up there and yeah, see how everything holds up. CCP is aware that the Mac client knows a crash in heavy scenes, which we will of course have as well, especially when they start up tie-dye. And so anyone that comes in on a Mac client should probably reduce their graphical settings a little bit. And then, as always, if we encounter bugs or crashes, let's hope that it doesn't happen too much, then we have to report those. That's the goal of this mass test, of course, is to figure out what's happening, improve the clients before they hit the actual live server. So yeah, I'm not on a Mac client, so I'm gonna keep my graphic settings to high. Hopefully it'll all work out, but if we do crash, well, then it happens, and we'll see how we handle that just in case. And let's see, anything else that we have to note? No, not yet. Oh, we even have someone that's apparently using, I think these are Chinese characters. Could be cool to see some of the Chinese players join these mass tests as well. Overall, the more variety we get, the better I think it is for the test. So let's hope that we get started pretty soon here. But yeah, I am ready. Get another 43 guests in the station, 160 in local, so definitely managed to get above 100 people on this one. And I'm sure that CCP has some tools to initiate tie-dye if we have to. Fleets, yep, they have been up for a bit, so we should be good. Preferably fleet X at this point, so try to even the odds a little bit. And then hopefully we get to go. I mean, the game still, to me here, looks really beautiful. We have the new graphics in for the bringing out the colors in EVE Online. And I actually chose to quickly grab a skin here on CC as well for the Vedmak, the red meat grinder skin. It's, I mean, just look at that. Really cool. Also not completely symmetrical, has like a red scarring on it here that I really like. This is a very nice meaty pattern, but also, it still has all of the metallic things of those dark Triglavian ships, which is really cool. And then it has some added graphics. Just keep an eye on that. Look at that here. We got some lights coming together on this one, and there's also some light graphics here that come in and out of existence. Really cool. As we are just about to get started, yeah, there they are. Look at that. That's a pretty unique skin. Please undock and warp to the gate to XBV. Hold at the gate. So we should be able to do that. Let's do an undock now. We got an update, perhaps even I think we were reseated, so it may be that all of my settings have been, yeah, there you go, have been reset. So because of everything that's announced here, I am going to hide all brackets just to try and get it as light as possible. And then we're going to warp within 0, I hope. Yep, there it is, of the XBV gate. And why the hell do I have a destination set? Let's see if I can just right click and remove waypoint on that. There we go. And out we go. Now, I don't think we lost too long in the... Well, actually, because of the numbers advantage that we have, we could still be okay. We just flew right through a keep star here. And we are landing in a big ball of stuff. That's a lot of Macaros. These are probably those extra accounts. Yeah, SST double or 0005. That's a whole fleet of extra accounts. I think that's CCP activated here. So everything is coming in. We got a couple of Nixes, I believe, there. Yep. And also in our fleet, we have some remote reps coming in. So that's all looking pretty good. Gonna try to take a little bit of distance just for the sound. And then we just keep an eye on everything. Wait for the next steps. 160 with 45 of these Macarials could still be pretty cool. Are they in a fleet? They are not, I don't think. Let's see if I can click. Oh yeah, actually they are. That makes a big difference as well, actually. So I think that's perhaps what happened right at the tail end here, is that they decided to put the Macarials in the W fleet. So if we disregard that, and maybe they won't even join in the PvP fight, we're actually doing pretty well. We're pretty even on that. So as the ball of iron comes together on the gate, am I still in range for that? I gotta be a little careful there that we can jump on command, but we are in range. And then we're noticing Phoenix, Neathoggers, yeah, anyone that can bring out the big toys, they do like to do this for mass tests. So we are seeing quite a few big hulls on the field as more still land here as well. A couple of small guys as well. And my optimal here was at around 40 kilometers. I should be able to shoot that stuff. When it comes to it, get ready to jump in 10 seconds. Don't jump yet. All right, we are ready. 5, 3, 2, 1, jump. And we click on jump. Should be pretty good timing. And yeah, this is all about the Mac clients, of course. Maybe our client as well. Just to keep an eye on performance. All right, still have sound. Felt like we fluctuated a little bit on that, but I got through pretty easily. When I still don't have these in, let's do small thermal and to medium thermal. Okay. And here we are. Oh, and then we were going to have to align the Sotio, I believe. So let's do that so that we're ready straight towards the star. All right, could be graphically taxing, but now that players are coming in up to 100 in local, FPS is still holding quite nicely. Very nice Aeon dark skin, really like that. That's really cool. Look at that. Very, very nice. And then, okay, I still feel like it's a lot of stars in the background. You know, just look at that here. Definitely a lot of stars in the background, but overall, not too overwhelming, so we're okay. Align with the Sotio. Anything else that we want to look at? There's a Nighthawk there. Anything really unique? I'm not spotting too much right now. Get another Aeon. And then it was, oh, the cockroach is here. An ISD. Let's take a quick look at that one. Look, oh man, he's got the oversized guns on that as well. That's one powerful looking cockroach right there. Jesus Christ, look at that. It's packing some serious firepower. That is crazy. Look at the barrel spin as well. Looks really, really cool. Very unique ship. Oh, did we get a command? No, still align. Do not warp yet. So let's get ready as well. Everyone is aligning, so that should be okay. And we are up to 124. All right, not sure how we declined by 40 people at this point. Maybe some crashes on the first jump. That could actually be the case. They're still trickling in here. For Windows clients, so far pretty good, but perhaps first couple of crashes for the Macs, that is possible. And then of course we get our classical ball around the gate. So warp to the Sotio. I'm going to warp at a range, I think. Let's see if we can do that from... Oh, no, we're following the fleeting warp in. That's fine as well. Off we go. There we go. Any formations chosen? Let's see. We get some small ships and some large ships. And of course our warp speed should be the same as the slowest one, so probably this Nyx's warp speed. Warp to the Sotio. Yep, look at that. Super slow warp, and I'm now spearing the formation. Very nice. Do we have a formation that's chosen? Let's take a look. Perhaps it's... Well, we'll see. If we all land in a single ball, it was no formation. Perhaps it was just a relative one. Oh no, we are. Look at that. We are coming into formation. Something probably akin to a wall. As I'm now, yeah, part of the line. That does look good. I mean, I don't think it gets used as often as you would like to see, but it's here in the game. Look at that. We are forming a nice wall, as the rest of them are already on the Sotio. That's still deploying for some reason. I do think we got that new seed, so everything is a little bit last minute, but this does look very, very cool, right? How you're landing in formation now, not in clumped up in one ball with everything bumping around. No, you get your position. So I'm here, one of the smaller ships, but we're all coming together, and apparently these guys also warped in a formation. Very, very cool. This to me feels like this makes a lot more sense. Oh, there we go. CCP dev hacks coming in on the Sotio. But yeah, this does potentially, you know, it makes you feel like, all right, you're part of the fleet. We're warping in a formation, and the way we're landing here makes a lot more sense than before. I think some people are already starting to fire at it. I will just do the targeting, but let's see if the clients can handle it. Of course, for all the latecomers, warp to there. Oh yeah, there we go. And those who crashed were back up to 150. So it was that. The first warp, the first jump actually caused a little bit of crashing for some people. Target and shoot it, but please do not shoot anything else. All right, let's activate my beam of death. There it goes. And everyone else will also be firing. We're just gonna... I'm not going to use my drones on this one. Don't want to have to spend too much time pulling them back or anything like that. And then the fleet is now actually moving slightly. Ooh, a little bit of a hiccup here, but we're still okay. And then the Machariel fleet is on here as well. Oh, maybe any combat. Oh, maybe I should do them. Actually, I'm gonna take the small drones just to add to the load, just to add to potentially the taxing of the clients, which is the point of this whole mass test. If I have to leave them behind, well, that's all right. We are talking about a mass test here after all. So there we go. I am firing as my weapon builds up more energy. That does look cool, right? Triclavian's unique, but I love the way everything looks for them. It's really cool. Very powerful. We're starting to burn through the armor there. You can see the black spots. And we're still holding quite well. 60 FPS at this point. 154 in 55 now in local. Cockroach is on the field as well, and notice now in local. Oh, and a couple in an Polaris frigate as well. Would love to see that. Do they have any guns on them? There we go. Let's go take a look at what that one's doing. It's actually not shooting. They don't have weapons on them, but they're basically impossible to destroy. And in this case CCP Vertex in his Polaris Enigma frigate. Needs to clean his hull though, it's very dirty at this point. Let's see if those guys are like moving or anything. Couple more people coming into warp. For me it's all holding quite nicely, so that is good. We're not seeing tie-dye, I mean it is only 150, so we're holding quite well. And still only 150, there's not that many games that just pour 150 people on a single grid, have them all fire at something and have this stay at 60 FPS. And what the hell, that does look very cool as well. Let's see if I can maybe use the camera, zoom a little bit. A couple of them going really crazy, and that's like this one, the Nighthawk, really firing off missiles like nuts. That looks very, very cool. Very nice, look at that. That graphically, that's pretty impressive. And we've got, I think, a couple of these guys doing that as well. Praxis. I'm still in range, we're firing, alright, so everything else looks okay. And then, is it this one as well? The Marshall, let's go take a look at that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look at that, full rack of launchers here, firing off the missiles as the ship is climbing. That is beautiful, and there we go, at full velocity they make their way towards the target, shooting him out. It's like cruise missile type of fire. Very, very, very cool. Alright, love that. Crash reports are apparently flooding in. We're at 156. So we're still doing okay. And here the fleet is moving around the Macarial fleet. So far for me, pretty good, pretty stable. I can move around pretty comfortably. And then maybe I'm gonna do like the Damnation and then try to do like a keep at range or something. Let's see if I can keep him at range 5 kilometers. Should get moving. Engines on. Quick afterburner to see if I have to catch up to that. But let's move with the fleet if we can. Okay, so now I'm moving in the middle of everything. Get Moros firing as well. Look at the little extra effects after the guns fire. Very cool as well. Should be good to cut the afterburner now. We are still firing missiles coming in there. Look at that, all these streaks of missiles. Streaks of fire from the Nagelfar. And let's see if CCP decides to yeah, force time dilation. They're gonna do that. Let's maybe start that on my own view. There we go. 155, so that looks alright. So still 110 if we disregard those 45-ish Macarials. And then... oh, there it is. There it is. Time dilation 30%. So now we should be slowed down. We're still pretty easily at 60 FPS. Oh, but now the Nighthawk should look pretty cool as well. Look at the streams now, the slow missiles going over to the target. That is really cool. That kind of makes me want to go into this mode. And then you can just hover a little bit more freely. Oh, that's the best view that I can get for those. That's too bad. Let's put ourselves maybe here. An anchor from this. Choose a bit of the fleet. And then look at that. I think everyone wishes that tie-dye experience was like this, but you've got 60 FPS. You can see every single missile slowly pass by your screen. Very, very, very cool. Here's another line of missiles coming in. That's pretty nice. Let's see if the roach is doing anything. Oh my god. And it's then firing huge guns as well. That is a beefy, beefy ship. Look at that. Everything is going there. That looks very, very cool. So small missiles going straight, then probably some cruise-like missiles fired to the side. All guns blazing. You are getting the full detail on this. Look at that. Oh, I'm actually gonna like make a print screen on this one, I think. Let's do that. You don't see that every day for the thumbnail. There we go. But yeah, that was the print screen that I took. We're still in at 60 FPS, 160 in local again. And now a quick hack for the structure. So let's put ourselves back on this view. Golem, Raven firing as well. All right. And there we go. It's in its final 10% now. I'm gonna recall my drones. I think we put them on the field for the tests. Their DPS won't matter that much anymore. And then we'll have the explosion, of course, which, I mean, that does create quite some graphical stress, honestly. So I hope that the Mac clients will be all right. We'll keep an eye on local for that. And, oh, 388. All right, we still have some munitions. We should be fine. Down to 7. Anything else that could, well, an Abaddon with the lasers could be cool. There they are. Beam lasers apparently, not pulses. And oh, I actually have the fighters as well. They still move a little bit too much. There's still some tie-dye, so maybe we can get some decently cool shots on these. There they are. Look at that. Usually they like zoom past really quickly, even more quickly than this. So there's a fighter squadron. Not seeing them fire really, but there they go. Let's let them go. Anything else we want to take a look at? Yeah, maybe take a quick look at the praxis here. That is not firing. Not firing his missiles, I don't think. Alright, we're still going. And ooh, there we go. With a little bit of zoom we're alright, but my beam was in the wrong direction. %. Alright, I'm going to align the stargates in preparation already. I think we'll be fine doing that. Pull drones and align to point dot. But keep shooting. There we go, CCP Convict reading my mind on this one. There we go, it's going down. And they still have a couple minutes on siege, a few of them. Alright, so there she blows in tie-dye. So then graphically, honestly, I think we'll be alright. You can see we're still holding nicely at 60 FPS. Let's see if I can do a reload. It's already in, so that's fine. And there's the slow explosions. That looks very, very good. That's so cool. That's cinematic. That's cinematic quality, guys. Sotio blowing up. You can see now the core just breached as well, creating a huge blinding explosion. I'm gonna zoom out here. There she is. broken apart, big shockwave, and looks nice. CCP convict. Blinding light, but like this, honestly, I mean, we can still see if, look at that, I can just zoom around. We're holding rock steady at 60, very, very cool. And there's the explosion. Cool, nice. I'll take that. Medium's ready for the next battle. There it is. All right, that has a little bit, again, too much geometry in it, I think. I don't fully like that. That looks like it should be a little bit more random or rounded or something like that, just like with some of the explosions we get for smaller structures as well. And now tie-dye is at 20%, so almost as low as it gets. Slow down to a crawl. Yeah, I'm slowed down to a crawl. But then to be able to just look around like that is pretty cool. And we are at 160. So kind of hoping that there's not too much crashing on that. But yeah, even here you can see that geometry from that explosion. It's something they need to look into. I sent a bug report with all the necessary screenshots for that. So eventually they'll fix it. And there we are, just slowly. Some of those guys also slowly turning. So Convict will do a fleet warp as well. Alright. Tie-dye is gone. Things are speeding up again. I mean, graphically, for the performance, this was really nice so far. And we're still at 161. I do think if we lost anyone on the explosion, that we would see that by now. Whoops, someone just warped right by. CP Convicts is bringing us into warp already. There we go. I'll take a quick look at this. 102.54 for 160. I think that's all right. And I don't see a lot of people here. I'm all, I'm all alone with CCP Convict. So he's in his Apocalypse Imperial issue. Ooh, that does sound like something rather unique and rather rare. There it comes. Look at that. Hello, Convict. I'll try to protect your lovely... yeah, completely golden as well. Look at that skin. Oh, and there's more people. Up here, a couple more. But this reminds me of, I think it was in Amar itself, where we had the celebration for Amar. They had a completely golden fleet as well. And look at how the light bounces off of that. That does look very cool. And there's actually, for me, enough black in there as well that it's not too golden. So that's really nice. Big ball gathering on the gates. Rats are being taken care of. Ooh, ouch. What the hell was that? Down to 36 FPS as we got the Nyx landing. Let's grab the gate and just be ready. I'm actually gonna drink a bit. Oh, and look at that. We're down to 150. Yeah, so whatever happened on this landing here, or maybe a couple of players going through the gate or something like that, does feel like we may have lost a couple of players on that landing, on returning, yeah, coming into this grid where there's already like probably around 100 players or something like that. The client did have a little bit of trouble with that, and it's kind of noticeable. I moved all the SST into one squad. Fleet W, go through. Alright, let's do that. Gonna approach a bit, and then we jump through. Okay, and I'm just gonna orbit at current. And then we'll just look for some stuff to shoot once it goes through. We could shoot at that nightmare now. Let's see if anyone else is going after this non-fleet member. There's the Macarials. Yep, someone is, I think, catching it. Well, we will wait for the actual order normally. You know, with the full discipline, you would have to hold off on the PvP here. Oh, and he's actually burning to the gate. So, smart man. I'm gonna leave him alone then. And then we get a Kronos coming in as well. We are good. We are ready. And then we just have to wait a little bit, and then we'll get Fleet X and we'll see hopefully some fireworks. Oh, someone started shooting at something. Someone's already shooting at me as well. Why are you targeting me right off the bat? All right, let's... Burgal in the Nighthawk. I will then try to go like that. Let's see if I can hit him at this range. Yep. There we go. Let's just keep flying. Nighthawk at 25. Drones are on him as well. And yeah, I think DPS has diminished. Let's switch to the Meson for the longer range. Drones are fine. Can I still hit him now? Yep, let's do that. He's pulling out though. He came in, tried to do a quick snipe, and then now he's forced to warp off the field while Fleet X will be joining in right now. Fight is on in Poitot. Bubble is up. Bargist, it's a CCP. We can wait. Let's go. Let's see if we can hit that. Close range again. Let's get the Baryon in. Engage and fire. So there is... Oh, he's actually pulling away very quickly, but that's a decent chunk of damage. His armor is going down. His instructor, blop. He is down already. Let's see if we can counter the Leshak. Maybe do... what's my optimal on this, actually? 29, alright. Orbit, let's do 25, a 1 and an F. Let's go. See if we can do some damage on that Leshak. And I kind of wonder if our Mac fleet is doing stuff. Lots of fireworks as well. Well, normal, right? Try and test it out a little bit. I'm not seeing the Macarials right now do too much, so kind of hoping that they don't. Then we should have a decently interesting fight. First Leshak, you're coming into armor. I'm being targeted by a fire tail. See if I can scare him away with drones. Yeah, and tie-dye. No, we're not setting up tie-dye. So far, 57 FPS. Feels pretty good to me. I am whipped and scrammed. We are doing some damage to the Leshak though. That's good. And now, let's see if we can spook him by getting my drones there. That does look cool. I love that when the camera anchors and then you get something that's not too fast, but you've got the ship and you can see all of that detail. So he's trying to keep me here while my drones are coming in. Very brave Elira. Oh, and I'm actually taking a little bit of damage on this now as well. Let's start ripping if we can, while the Leshak is actually slowly breaking, and a Thanatos is also targeting me. What else could I... Man, a Golem's gonna be tough. There's a Paladin firing at me as well, and then we still have a Nighthawk. Alright, he's down. Let's maybe Nighthawk? Or Orbit at 25. Fire 1. Alright, our annoying fire tail just exploded. Can I maybe add the drones to that one as well? Let's see. Nighthawk though is gonna have a pretty tough tank as well. Paladins, same thing. So I'm probably gonna start to become the least tank chip on the field here. But it's all alright. The fight's on, the big explosions are happening, the bubbles are here, and I'm holding well at 55 to 60 FPS. So I'm pretty happy with that. We do have some repping coming in here. And is that an enemy Kronos? Vindicator actually, that's coming after me at really close range. Still no tie-dye, felt like a little bit slow. Ooh, now we've got the Thanatos fighters coming on me as well. Alright, very, very nice. I love this, working really well. So far for me. Oh, I'm getting help. I'm getting ripped. Thank you very much, Fleet W. Although I'm probably like terribly, badly armored myself, but it's looking quite alright. Oh, and that Nighthawk managed to escape. Managed to get out of range. Let's see if I can switch. And then surprising with some long range stuff. Let's see if that works. Fleet W got me. Super nice. And I should still be moving. I am whipped though. It's gonna be the Vindicator. Let's see if we can see some shots from him coming at me. Nah, he gave up. He gave up after the Super W reps. And there's the Nighthawk. Now we should start to do a little bit of damage. Coming back into that orbit. The test is slowly coming to an end. Thanks a bunch for joining. Feel free to keep fighting. So we'll just keep fighting for just a little bit more. But yeah, there you go. Mass test, guys, for the Mac client. Clearly on, I think it's like grid changes. Felt like there we maybe lost a couple of people here and there because of some instability in those Mac clients. But for me, very, very smooth sailing. 150 people here, no tie-dye. Lots of shots being fired everywhere, so that looks pretty good. That one has just been blapped. Standard orbits at 1000, don't want to do that. Let's do this, add in a 1, and let's start firing. And yeah, didn't spot any real problems, so to me that felt pretty damn good. Anything else? I'm kind of curious, would I be able to hit like a Templar? Can I actually do some damage on that? So let's first take that Paladin out. There he goes. And, ooh, those are very fast though. Yeah, and they'll be hovering out very fast. So let's just see if I can do anything to them at this range. Because I really don't know anything about like capital fighting. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of damage though to that Templar. Look at that. Ooh, drones. That's some smart bomb action. That's pretty obvious. This is just purely out of my own interest. What kind of stuff happens when I fire at these Templar, and what does that look like? So, all right. Ooh, are they getting? Oh, first one down, I think. Yeah, there we go. First one down. So there they are, flying at full speed. It is pretty cool, and there's my massive beam going on them while they are firing. That does look very, very cool as well. And let's see if we like take one out graphically or not. So he's in the red again, starting to burst. I'm counting. Let's see if anything happens. Still not seeing it. Not seeing my beam. Oh, they got out of range. Carrier pilots actually paying attention. Very cool. Very, very cool. While I'm probably like drifting well away from the battle. We're just gonna reapproach the gates. And then we can see if we can cut down on this. Anything that we still want to do? Maybe now we can still do a final push on CCP. Lee's in the Bargist. I think he's invincible. Let's see, he's in structure. But very, very nice. And so now let's zoom out a little bit. See if we can spot some more fights happening. Big hits on that Revelation, I think. Yeah, that one's a good target, and I think we'll come into range of that soon. There we go. And yeah, pretty impressed as well with what we're seeing on a mass test that was basically organized, announced about 1 hour before it got started. So that is not that bad and felt really good here on my end. That should be an explosion. Let's recall my drones as I get back into range for all the buffs. There she goes, and I'm going home at this point. I mean, we could keep going for even more, but I think we'll basically dominate it a little bit on numbers. Yeah. Oh, probably because I still have an active timer. Yeah, exactly. Well, Hammerheads are in the hold. I'm gonna orbit this now at 500. And yeah, get maybe a couple more. Here's CCP Convict coming in with the Apocalypse Imperial issue flying up, battering the carrier right there. That's at 17. Yeah, let's just keep firing at that as well a little bit then. Let's see if we can help. That does look very cool as well. More weapon systems engaged. He's definitely in armor, but I think he's being repped just like me. And now, well, still very golden, but taking some damage. All these graphical parts of EVE Online does make it look very, very cool. We are dipping down 116 now in local. Another big explosion right next to Convict's ship, and then the Needhogger here. So losing shields. Final bit of shields still to go through, but once we get into its armor, we should be doing... It's still trying to come back though. It's still trying to come back. Very impressive. Cool tanking. Look at that. He's at 12. Well, don't feel like switching ammo anymore. And now we're talking lots of big targets and fighters on the field. So yeah, we don't have to stick around for the rest of this, honestly. Let's just stop and wait out the timer, so then I'll go back home. But there you go, that was the Masters, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.